Hey guys, Adam Katz for dogtrainertoolbox.com. If you need a dog training business website that works better than pretty much anything out there to convert cold traffic, i.e. desperate dog owners with money in hand, into hot leads, i.e. persuades them to pick up the phone and call you, check out what we've got at dogtrainertoolbox.com. We've also got a bunch of other stuff, from sales training material to help you sell your dog training services better, to who to use for Google Ads and a bunch of other stuff. So I wanted to talk about an issue that's kind of gotten under my skin. The dog training social media personalities are at it again, offering advice about stuff that they really know nothing about. So let me set the table a little bit first. It's Friday evening. So you know how with your dog, or with your clients' dogs even, you want a dog, at least if you're a balanced dog trainer, you want a dog that you can take anywhere and know that he's going to come back to you, right? A dog that will come every time you call him around the most difficult distractions. You don't want a dog that just works great in your backyard. You don't want a dog that just works great in your house. You want a dog that you know you can take out to a cafe, an outdoor eatery, put him on a downstay. He's going to stay there for an hour or two while you sit and have dinner. You want a dog that if you're in a public park or throwing the ball for your dog, you're going to call him, he's going to come back. That dog's going to work for you anywhere you go. So that's the table I wanted to set as an analogy to draw a comparison with some of the advice that these social media dog trainers are giving to guys like you, to women like yourself, to whatever you are, whatever you identify as. They're putting this idea out there that you should basically vomit everything you've ever done onto your website, your entire dog training history, your background, your approach, your philosophy, everything you've ever done, everything about who you are, with the idea that normal people, normal working stiffs, are going to have the time and the patience to wade through all of that information and then pick up the phone and contact you. Well, let's be clear about the reality of consumer behavior. People are stressed, they're overworked, they're tired, they don't have enough time in their day. They're not even sure you're going to pick up the phone, right? I did a test, actually. I called 23 different dog training businesses. Of the 23, only 2 of them actually answered the phone. The rest of them went to voicemail, okay? And if I'm a consumer, if I'm a desperate dog owner with money in hand, and I have a really bad problem with my dog, maybe the dog bit somebody and now I've got to worry about getting sued, or the dog defecated on my wife's $3,000 rug. I need a solution now. I need a solution fast. I want to make contact with somebody that I can talk to right away. I don't want to read a novel about everything that you've ever done. I just want to get on the phone with somebody. I want to make contact with somebody. So here's the reality. We all know that everything works to some extent. I'm not saying these trainers are absolute liars. What I am saying, though, is that they're painting an unfair picture. I'm going to prove it in a couple of ways. So everything works to some extent, meaning that of 100 people who land on your website, maybe 1 out of 100 is going to wade through all of that nonsense and then contact you. And you're sitting there saying, oh, great. Well, this person, by the time they've reached me, they're already sold. I don't have to sell them on anything. How lucky for you. You don't have to do any sales. I mean, God forbid we should actually have to explain what we offer or explain why it's the best, right? So 1 out of 100 contacts you and they're ready to go and everything's great, except that it's not, except that the truth is, and I have documentation, I have the emails, I'm not going to name any names, but many of these social media dog trainers who are espousing that you do this, that you put everything on your website in the name of transparency, just vomit everything onto the website. They've contacted me about running ads for them. They've contacted me about building websites for them. Why? Because they weren't getting enough leads with that approach. And the problem is they can't. All they can do is content marketing. All they can do is just create more videos, write more articles, put more stuff out there. They're on this perpetual treadmill, like a mouse in a scientific laboratory running on a treadmill or a hamster, right? All they could do is put out more and more content. They're not in control of their destiny. They can't run ads because only 1 out of 100 people contact them through the website. And with something like Google, you may be paying $2 to $6 per click, and some markets over $10 per click. So you can't be spending $1,000 to acquire a client when everybody else in your market is able to spend $25 to $50 to acquire a client. And you might be saying, well, I don't need that many. I'm booked out. Well, good for you. But guess what? There's going to be a point where all of that content marketing stops working. And this is the truth. Even with big YouTube channels, reference the David Pacman website that I posted in the Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook. The guy's got 1.9 million followers, probably more than you have. And even his YouTube channel got spanked, where suddenly he's not getting the volume anywhere near like 1/10 of the volume, that less than 1/10, like less than 1% of the watch time that he was getting previously, because something happened with the algorithm. And YouTube is so big, Google is so big, that they don't even care. Now here's this content producer, creating good content for 1.9 million people, and they can't even stop to help this guy figure out what happened, right? So if you don't think that can happen to you, whether it's your Google directory listing, your natural organic SEO, or your content marketing vis-a-vis YouTube or Facebook or wherever else you're doing it, it can. And what I'm saying is that you don't have to use my website service. I mean, I'd love it if you did. But if your website uses fundamental marketing principles, i.e., it's designed as a first date, not as a marriage proposal, it just gets them enough information that they want to take the next step and pick up the phone and call you. Because remember, they're not even sure you're going to answer the phone. Now you're cooking with gas. And now you're in a position where you can get leads for $5 to $10 to even up to $50, and it makes sense because you're not having to spend $1,000 to acquire a client. Look, it's great if you're getting free traffic. I salute you. That's a wonderful thing. But nothing like that lasts forever. I've been involved in online marketing since literally the beginning of the internet. None of that kind of stuff lasts forever. I mean, even the paid stuff doesn't last forever, the stuff that works. Eventually, enough people start doing it, it oversaturates the market, and that mechanism stops working. But that being said, if you have a website that actually converts, if you have a sales funnel that actually converts better than 1 in 100, but like 1 in 10 or 1 in 5 even, you're much, much better off. The foundation that you're building your business is much more stable. Hey, if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear your argument. But the truth is, these big names in the dog training industry, these social media dog trainers, they wouldn't be contacting me if everything was as rosy and wonderful as the picture they're painting. I'm Adam Katz for DogTrainerToolbox.com. We'll talk to you soon, guys.